how did an investigation into a missing person solve two cases? So on July 10th, 2020, a man named Larry Melton, who actually lived in Michigan, contacted the Cross County Sheriff's Office to report to police that his brother had been missing for about 2 months. Larry told police that he came all the way to Arkansas to try to find his brother, but he couldn't find him. Larry's brother, whose name was Benny Ray Melton, lived just outside of Wynne, Arkansas, in a home with his son, Benny Clay Melton, who I'm going to call Clay. So Benny Melton was entered into NCIC, the National Crime Information Center, as a missing person. Now, that same day, a detective that was working on the case went to the bank that Benny used, which was Regions Bank, to ask about Benny's account and found that there had been recent transactions on Benny's checking account. The two most recent transactions on Benny's checking account were one transaction to Hayes Foodtown and another transaction to City Liquor. So first the detective went to City Liquor, a small business. They generally remember the people that they see. And the employees inside that business said, "We haven't seen Benny in quite a while, but we have seen Clay Melton, Benny's son." So they were able to verify that Clay had came and used Benny's card to purchase items. Then the detective went to Hayes Foodtown and spoke to those employees. Those employees were able to pull up camera footage of the exact time that Benny's card was used at Hayes Foodtown. And the detective was able to ID the person that used Benny's card as Clay Melton. So far you have a missing man who is in his 70s, lives with his son. The man is missing. The son is still around, and the son is using his debit card. So about a week later, on July 21st, 2020, the detective went out to Benny's house and made contact with Clay Melton. The detective told Clay, "Hey, we have received a missing persons case on your father. What do you know about this?" And Clay told police that he last saw his father on July 5th at their home. He said that his dad was sitting in a chair, just hanging out. But Clay said that he left the home on July 5th and went and checked into Cross Regional Community Center. He had a personal illness. He was admitted to the hospital, and he didn't get released from the hospital until July 12th. He said when he got home on July 12th, his father wasn't at the home and he hadn't seen or heard from him since. He said his dad didn't have a cell phone, didn't have a vehicle, didn't have any way to get around, but that he was in pretty good health. But yeah, his dad had disappeared. He didn't know where his dad was either. Clay told the detective that it was completely unlike his father to just disappear without telling anybody where he was going to be going or anything. But then he also said his dad had been hoarding money in his bank account for the last several months. When asked specifically about it, Clay did tell the detective that Benny, his father, was the only person that had access to Benny's checking account. In September of 2020, the Cross County Sheriff's Office actually requested the help of Arkansas State Police in the missing persons case of Benny Ray Melton. The Cross County detective did share with Arkansas State Police that they strongly felt like Clay Melton had something to do with his father's disappearance. They just didn't know what had happened yet. So Arkansas State Police pulled Clay Melton in for an interview, and Clay actually confessed that his father died, he thought, of natural causes back in February of 2020, which is just wild to me because Benny's brother reported his disappearance in July. So he said he thought his brother had been missing for 2 months. That would have meant that he thought his brother was last seen around May, but it was actually 3 months before then even that Benny died. So Clay Melton told the special agents from Arkansas State Police that his dad died. He actually carried his dad's body to a shed behind the home where the body was wrapped in a rice spill. Both ends of it were taped. I'm just going to be honest, I don't have any idea what a rice spill is, so I can't really help with that. If you happen to know, please fill me in. Clay Melton did say that he didn't cause his father any injuries that would have led to his death, and that if his dad had any bruising on his body, it would have been due to his attempting CPR on his dad. The body of Benny Melton was recovered from a shed at his home at 626 Highway 1 in Wynn. Benny Clay Melton was arrested and charged with theft of property for using his father's debit card, and he was also charged with abuse of a corpse. That wasn't the end of legal trouble for Benny Clay Melton, though. About a week after Clay Melton's arrest, there was another issue that came to light. So a few days after the arrest of Clay Melton, a woman called the sheriff's office and said that her son actually wanted to speak with detectives about Clay Melton. Her son is also the son of Clay Melton, and he had information about another death that Clay Melton played a role in. So I'm going to refer to the son of Clay Melton as BM. So BM went into the sheriff's office with his mother, and he had quite a story to tell. So according to BM, on May 20th, 2017, he was spending the night with his father, Clay Melton. And while he was at his dad's house, his dad was talking to Rhonda Lindley over the phone. Now, BM did say that he had never met Rhonda before, but BM said that he and his father took a trip to a Walmart that day. They went to Walmart in Wynn, and his dad got some kind of pills. He didn't know what kind of pills they were. But after they got home, Rhonda Lindley actually came over to Clay's house. BM told police that after Rhonda came over to the house, Clay made Rhonda take a lot of these pills. And he even showed detectives how Clay made Rhonda take these pills. He said his dad put a bunch of these pills in his hand and then put his hand up to Rhonda's mouth and forced her to swallow them. According to BM, Rhonda didn't act like she wanted to take these pills, and they were fighting. Rhonda and Clay were like fighting about her taking these pills. She was trying to fight him off of her. BM said that at one point, Clay and Rhonda were outside, and Clay had Rhonda pinned up against the car. Now, he said he walked outside and saw all of this, and then Clay yelled at BM to get back in the house. So BM did what he was told. BM told detectives that he went in the house and started playing Madden, and he sat there and played Madden until Clay came in the house and asked BM to help Clay carry Rhonda in the house. BM said that he carried Rhonda's feet while his dad carried Rhonda's upper half. He said that Rhonda was kind of choking on her own spit and making noises, but her eyes were closed. And they brought Rhonda in and laid her in Clay's bed. So BM said when he woke up the next morning, Rhonda was dead. And detectives asked him, it's, been 3 years. Why haven't you came forward until now? And BM got very upset and told police that he was afraid of his dad. And his dad told him that if he was ever asked about Rhonda Lindley's death, he was to tell whoever was asking that he spent all night long playing Madden and he didn't know anything more. BM even said that his father repeatedly reminded him that if he was asked about Rhonda Lindley, he was to say that he was playing Madden all night. Now, BM did tell police that around the time that Rhonda Lindley died, his dad was not a nice person. He said his dad drank a lot, that he would go on rants where he just screamed about everything and would go crazy. He said he had a little dog and his dad would kick it, hit it, throw it across the room. BM told police that over the course of his parents' marriage, which his parents were divorced at this point, but he said over the course of his parents' marriage, his dad was so aggressive to his mother. It's important to note that Rhonda Lindley died May 21st, 2017, and up until this point in time, Rhonda Lindley's death was ruled a suicide, that she had unalived herself. which honestly had to be devastating for her family and friends. Not only did she die, but being told that she did it herself, I can't imagine. About a month after police talked to BM, they had the opportunity to talk to Clay Melton, who was already being held in jail on charges of abuse of a corpse and theft of property related to his father's death. BM told police that Rhonda came over to the house that day, and yes, they were arguing. They had been arguing even before she came over. And he said that Rhonda put the sleeping pills in her hand, but he did put his hand up to her mouth. Clay said that, yeah, he pushed the pills in Rhonda's mouth, but Rhonda went ahead and swallowed them. Clay said that Rhonda was going to leave. She went outside, and when he didn't see her lights or her back out of the driveway, he decided to go outside and check on her, and she was sitting on the ground by her vehicle. So he did get BM to help him carry Rhonda back inside, and he said that he tried to gag Rhonda with his fingers, but stopped when she resisted. Clay said that Rhonda never said anything about unaliving herself, and he didn't know why he gave Rhonda the pills. He just did. So, in light of the new information that came forward in the death of Rhonda Lindley, Benny Clay Melton, was charged with second-degree murder. In October of 2020, Benny Clay Melton pled guilty to theft of property and abuse of a corpse in the case related to his father's death. The following year, in 2021, Benny Clay Melton pled guilty to second-degree murder in the murder of Rhonda Lindley. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison on that charge. As of right now, Benny Clay Melton is eligible for parole on April 14th, 2026. Thank you for watching A Case for Arkansas. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share.